Welkom, beste kijkers, in de wondere wereld van Future Vision Amsterdam. Hello, boils and ghouls. Welcome to Future Vision Amsterdam. You lucky duckers have some treats in store. Lots of Amsterdammers doing Amsterdam-y things. But first, our house band, the Doppelgangers, are going to perform for your delectation at the Vrankrijk, just off Dam Square, but deep, deep underground, and at the Vondelbunker during last year's Free Fringe Festival, Amsterdam. More about that later. But first, the Doppelgangers. What is it with these performers wearing masks? What are they trying to hide? Best be careful. Well, as your roving reporter, I've often brought you sights in and around Amsterdam. But this time we go beyond the city limits, always a wee bit scary, to go visit a master craftsman, painter, musician, and thoroughly nice guy, Wim, who makes a killer cup of coffee and also makes the most fantastical musical instruments. Look out for his paintings behind him, and also his memoirs of the 60s, being in a band called the Hamnets. Ta-da! Maybe some of you old-timers might remember back that far, though they do say if you can remember the 60s. You weren't there, man.
That's not a good sound.
Yeah, my gearbox needs to be replaced.
So, future viewer, your roving reporter is not in Amsterdam. We've come to Outhorn. For you English speakers out there, that's not a command, it's a place in Holland. And let's see what's going on here. It's very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
So tell me about what you do with the instruments. I hear you make instruments. Tell me about that.
Yeah. Well, a couple of years ago I started with building my own banjoleles, a ukulele in the shape of a real banjo.
Oh.
And that's because I saw advertisements of them, wanted to play one. I'm left-handed, so that's more complicated. And the other thing was that you couldn't buy them in Holland at that time. That's about 6-7 years ago. And they were very expensive to let them come over from the United States. So I decided to build one myself, and that worked pretty well. I played very well, and the sound was good.
Do you have a lot of customers who are left-handed?
Yes, every now and then. Not so many. I think the same percentage as in real life.
Do you make right-handed instruments as well?
Yeah, I do. All the instruments are right-handed.
And just banjoleles or other things as well?
Incidentally, some weird-shaped ukuleles.
Oh.
Ukulele in the form of a cheese or a canal house.
Oh, right.
And two
novelty ukuleles. Wow.
Yes, yeah, but the main thing is the banjoleles.
Well, what's special about it as an instrument? Do you like to play it?
Yeah, I like to play it. The sound makes people happy. And it's small, you can carry it everywhere. And it's quite a unique instrument.
Yeah.
When you play in a ukulele group with more people, mostly it's quite slow. The tempo is not so well, but as soon as somebody plays banjolele in a group like that, it's more like you have a backing group with the tempo and the drums. It sounds very percussive.
Yeah.
And that makes it a real outstanding.
Oh yeah, because a banjo is kind of a bit like a mixture between a drum and a...
It's a drum with a stick on it to make it more loud. And that's what I do with the banjos as well.
Oh. And so how did you learn how to make? I mean, did you make other instruments, or did you just go, okay, I'm going to make this and find out how to do it? And
I made some instruments before because I'm left-handed, so you never could buy, in the 60s, you couldn't buy a left-handed guitar.
Ah.
So the only thing was either to buy a right-handed one and cut off some pieces and make it more left-handed shape-like.
So what kind of music were you into in the 60s?
Well, like every 17, 18 years old boy in a pop group.
Yeah.
And in the Eimond near Amsterdam, and we're locally very famous. And after 3 years it was all gone, like with many pop groups. Then, but it was a very nice couple of years. And that I always liked music.
You played in Amsterdam? Did you play?
We never played in Amsterdam. That was a world on its own. But in the northern part of Holland, in Haarlem, Beverwijk, etc., and a lot of in the eastern part of Holland.
Wow.
We toured all around.
What were you called?
Hamlets.
Hamlets?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
what did you wear?
Well, more or less the usual clothes.
Just casual clothes. You didn't dress
and
up.
A little longer hair than this, and
Great.
that's all it was.
Right. Oh.
Very nice. But I never played. Later on, I did a lot of other work, and as a hobby, I always made something out of wood, and mainly the instruments, and that's how I came to this one.
Well, should we go take a look?
I have a little shed over there where I do all the sewing and cutting and.
Okay, let's have a look.
We walk over there.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, good coffee.
Let's go outside.
Look in my direction, baby. Let me see you smile. Will you keep on dancing, baby? I see you one more time. Looking in your eyes, it makes me love you. Looking in your eyes, it makes me love you. I want you to love me. No, 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 no. I want you to love me. No, 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 no. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na.
This is how I make the kettles. Yeah. Or the pot, as they call it, and I bend it out of pieces of plywood around a little pan. I put it in the vise, or the other way around, and I heat that pan, and then I can bend the plywood over the pot and make it in this shape.
It's a real pan.
It's real, yes, we used to cook
Nice. What kind of favorite food did you make?
Let me see on the inside, stampot, real Dutch. That's the main part.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna produce the sound. And then I make the neck out of a piece of, let's see, this is mahogany. That's how it starts. And I don't have them in stages, I build them. But here you have some examples. That's how it was, and that's how it should look like. This is a different type of wood. It is either ash or mahogany. And that is used in many of the instruments for a good sound quality. Oh, and then I make the fretboards. That's the fretboard. I made it out of a piece of wood and cut all the grooves in it where I put in the frets. And then it's a matter of shaping and sanding and lacquering up till the stage that you get the pot I put on the hooks. These hooks are not the official banjo hooks, but this is what they use in cupboards in the kitchen or to put the shelves on. And I modify them. I cut off a piece and I drill in a little hole. But I use them and they look very nice. And I screw everything together. And then I come to the part that I have to put on the mechanics on the tuners on the neck. And that goes on here. And then the most important part of the banjolele is that you have the head, the film, that used to be in earlier years calf skin, but that is very prone to the weather. When it's moist, then it slackens, and when it's warm and hot, it tears sometimes so strong it is. This is a kind of plastic, and we put that a ring over here, and this one goes on, and then I put on the hooks that they are ready to prepare, and I put the hooks on, and then I tighten the head, and then you have a banjo. When you see a finished one, everybody can choose his own head shape, what you like. Standard, I make them more or less like this one.
Yeah.
And this one has a more classical banjo head shape.
Well, I like this one, it's very pretty.
That's a
nice.
little Irish one. Somebody preferred a left-handed banjolele and is Irish. And then you put that one in. And that's how it sounds.
Could you give us a tune?
Give us a tune? Okay, well let me try.
Hey, I know that one.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen my girl?
That's right.
Yeah.
Very famous.
Well, that's great.
And that's how they look like, and that's how they sound like.
Oh, let's see inside.
And then I put a little sign in the date where I make it, for who I make it. And yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah, and the person who I made this one for should be called in any moment, I don't know.
Oh, yeah?
Come and pick it up.
Hoe heet je website?
www.banjolele.nl.
Oh.
Er wordt even geklopt, want ik denk dat daar bezoek is. Hallo en welkom.
You have made me ukulele.
I made you a ukulele,
Oh.
it's ready.
Oh, I must see, I must see.
It's here in the box.
Oh, you are an artist, this is very fine.
Oh,
Thank you, thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
You, goodbye, thank you very much.
Okay. Hello, future viewer. Here we are in Artist Royal Zoo. Natura Artis Magistra, as they say around here. That's the motto. That means art is the mistress of nature. And this place is the embodiment of that because it has beautiful statuary, it has gorgeous gardens and enclosures which have been the whole atmosphere of each enclosure is different and suits the different animals. It's amazing. It's like Amsterdam. They make a lot of a small space. And then there's this incredible array of creatures that they have here. And they're all doing very well. There's lots of babies being born here as well. At the moment, there's baby jaguars, baby lemurs I've seen. So the animals are doing well too. And over the last year, one of the fixtures, like a piece of the furniture around here, has been Molly. Molly Heady-Carroll, who is a creature designer, an artist, a visual artist. She designs creatures and characters for video games, but her project over the last year has been doing these amazing drawings. Okay. Molly, tell us about, how did you start doing this? What was the spark that led to you starting?
Well, when I started out as an artist, I focused very much on doing stylized things for games and animation. And a piece of feedback I was given by the art director for Guild Wars 2 just before I started college was, when you get back to Holland, you will do life drawing. So since then, I've been focusing on trying to do this thing that I thought was incredibly difficult and didn't really enjoy doing.
So that was your road to Damascus moment?
Yeah, like if you're, people kept saying, oh, work on your fundamentals, work on your life drawing, and all of that. But then this guy just looked at my portfolio and told me that. And it was like, it was a command. So
but your work is not.
My fans.
That's the red ruff lemurs, by the way. They always do that. But your work is not like the super realism of a lot of video games. You like to draw 2D. So how does life drawing relate to what you're doing?
Well, I've learned over the years while I've been doing life drawing that it supplements more fantastic things. if you're doing realistic work, you need to know how to convey something realistically. But if you want to do good stylized work, you only need to understand how it exists in reality. You'll have to be able to enhance it, and working atop that as a supplement, it opens up this whole other world to how you create. And people interpret that in different ways. Some people are very kind of, regarding creature design, a lot of people are quite purist, where you can only use things that exist in nature when creating your own.
Is that because they're more believable or something?
It's to try to make things believable, but the thing is, nature has such a variety of different solutions for animals to be able to defend themselves, to mate, to escape predators, to create shelter. That I think limiting yourself to just your understanding is a little bit is not the way to go, because you could come up with this amazing thing, like this amazing creature design, and then limit yourself because that doesn't really exist, and then find out actually there is an animal that does that. So not only observing animals and their behavior and understanding why they look that way and things is very useful, but also looking at the anatomy and things like that can create something that feels more solid. Because the thing is, when you're creating creatures, you need to solve a problem. That's what you're doing. Like if you're creating a creature that shoots the opponent or like shoots the player from a distance and has a weak spot, then you need to create something that fits all of those briefs. And nature is solutions. So you can look at what they do and take inspiration from that and things like that.
Do you have any tips for people who want to come here and draw for fun, who think it might be... What are your tips?
Bring headphones.
Yeah, why?
And very big headphones that people can see that you're wearing headphones, because people have good intentions. But if you're trying to focus on drawing and you need like the utmost concentration, if you're interrupted every 5 minutes by somebody wanting to look at what you're doing and talk to you, then that can be pretty difficult. Well, if you have big headphones, that's kind of like a signal that I want to be left alone.
Does it work?
Not all the time. No, it doesn't work all the time. Some people don't get the hint.
The book is being launched at the Free Fringe Festival Amsterdam at the opening event, so you can get your copy, right?
Yes.
At Astaroth Teatro on the 7th from 8 o'clock. There'll be an exhibition of original artworks from this book as well. What else can we say? How do people get this book if they don't come to the opening? They can't.
It's not available yet, though that may come in the future.
It's gorgeous. Check it out.
I think probably the best way to keep up to date would be to visit my blog, creaturefreakshow.tumblr.com. If it is made available online, it'll be posted there.
Okay.
And I also post my zoo drawings on there too. So if you want to see the year's worth of zoo drawings and what I'm doing next, that's also a place you can go.
Okay, chaps. So keep observing, keep looking, keep enjoying nature. Keep coming to artists. It's lovely here. Thanks, Mol.
You're welcome.
Oh, the rain stopped. We could go now.
Yeah.
Free Fringe Festival Amsterdam is Amsterdam's annual free festival for all the arts. The new, traditional, underground, the weird and the wonderful. Now in its 6th edition, Free Fringe Festival Amsterdam continues to be free and accessible for artists and for audiences. 10 uplifting days of music, art, animation, theatre, installations and live art at the super cool Vondelbunker and citywide locations. For all the details, go to freefringefestivalamsterdam.com. Prince Rabih. Dames en heren, poetry in motion. And speaking of poetry, here's somebody who knew a thing or two about poetry, David Meltzer. In his bohemian life, he lived through the beats, bebop, jazz poetry, the San Francisco rock scene, and the summer of love. He died on the very last day of 2016. Here's a poem from his last collection, When I Was a Poet, read by Roberto Bacchilega.
Zone by David Meltzer. Poems are unsaid, not said. They can be anything from shopping lists to legal briefs. But it's what's not there that's there. Nothing to do with everything. Always something elusive. Words work best when they know they can't. Nothing changes but vocabulary.
Thanks for being with us today on Future Vision Amsterdam. Coming soon, Free Fringe Festival Amsterdam. Loads of stuff happening. We got sick art exhibition. We got Warp Zone. Molly, what's happening in Warp Zone?
We've got art, we've got games, we've got Carved Darko, we've got Popsicle Theory. We're going to have a tent outside with ghosts and guitars with an interactive chill zone.
We got some weird puppets from Enormous Face.
Oh yeah.
We've got all kinds of stuff. We've got sick art as well. The second weekend of the festival. Check the website.
Oh, and
There's lots of
and the Zoo Drawing
book launch at Astro Teatro, the festive opening with music, drinks and good cheer at Astro Teatro on Thursday the 7th, which is opening night of the festival. Come one, come all. There's things for 10 days at the Vondelbunker, at the Badhuis Theater, at Astro Teatro, on the Vamustraat, in the Micro Teatro. You gotta come. Check the website, freefringefestivalamsterdam.com.
Bring your seals.
Here come the seals. Whoa.